or I'm not sure what I'm going to title this, but this this whole thing in the last video talking about how Mandela effects are disappearing, and if you've had the advantage of living long enough, like me in the mid 50s, I'm like in my mid 50s, so I've lived through this time period, and I very much remember Ed McMahon and Publishers Clearinghouse. And so do many other people. This is a big one for a lot of people. This is like the clincher that people say, like, yeah, I didn't believe until this one. So Snopes, I swear, that whole Snopes thing is like working on the payroll of fake reality. It just wants, I mean, they just live to defend this fake reality, to keep that illusion going. In my opinion, more and more people are starting to see it. More and more people are starting to see this is just a fake reality. But you've got Snopes and plenty of people who will read Snopes and say, oh, yeah, that's the reason, especially younger generations. One of my concerns is that as we get older and die out, that the blending of reality, histories that are fabricated, things that are inserted, things make this go away. But it's so funny when I read the Snopes, because this is almost like the same way we present proof that things used to be this way, because all of the things that we say are tied and connected to him and many other Mandela effects having done this. So I just wanted to run through this and just for the fun of it. Of course, they're saying there's no evidence that he ever worked for Publishers Clearinghouse. Of course there isn't. We're in a different reality stream. So there's no evidence. So somebody told me in some Buddhist tradition or something like that, the jinn are these things that operate like in the shadows, and they have the ability. I have to do another video on this one where this guy's talking about the reality being a simulation and all that stuff, but saying that the jinn have the ability to alter history and alter reality, but not people's memories. Of course, we see people getting hypnotized all the time and believing in this reality, but they have difficulty rewriting the memory. So that this Snopes article is just an attempt to get people to not remember things that they clearly should. So Snopes is saying he never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse, and this is a false memory. But here are the reasons why people believe he did. And they'll say that there's something called PCH prize control, and they were the ones who went to people's doors. That's number one. So we're mistaking Ed McMahon with the PCH prize patrol. There's also American Family Publishers, which that's apparently who Ed McMahon worked for in this reality stream, and people are confusing that company with Publishers Clearinghouse. His face appears on envelopes, and McMahon hinted at competition in his face on envelopes in old television commercials. There's old television commercials with Dick Clark and American Family Publishers. So they're just like pulling all of these like little side connections, which many of us might even call residual, of him being involved with the big checks and showing up at the door. There's another one where there's a actual photograph of him with a big win. So anyway, the Snopes, as I'm reading through this, I'm thinking a lot of this stuff like really ties into what we would call residual, or at least sidebar connections. Here's one where in an unknown year, McMahon took part in a commercial for Neighborhood Watch. The idea was a humorous ad was to have McMahon visit people's doorsteps to sign them up for the program. The script called the actors to play the homeowners to pretend as if they believed they had won a cash prize. Well, the reason they would have done that is because that's what he did. That's what he was known for doing. I mean, of course, there was a prize patrol that went out and did it for him, but he was the marketing piece for Publishers Clearinghouse in that reality. So you have residuals like these old commercials that still exist for some reason. They're like just bleed overs, like RAM in a computer that didn't get cleared out. Of course, he shows on sitcoms and late night shows, or he's still being connected with Publishers Clearinghouse and bringing the big check to the front door. More references in media, like the Golden Girls, and they mention him working for Publishers Clearinghouse. You see, these are all things that we would call residual evidence that another reality existed, and Snopes, whatever they're called, is calling it evidence of how we all got it wrong. That's the funny difference between the two. Of course, Johnny Carson, Jay Leno, David Letterman, these all made jokes about him being with Publishers Clearinghouse and delivering a big check. Tom Green interview. So there you have it. There's all the constant little connections. And let me play a little clip off Breaking Bad. This is in season 4, episode 8, and I need to make it short because YouTube shot down my last video because of copyright crap with The Office. Anyway, here we go.
Hey, look, I don't mind dropping checks off every week like Ed McMahon, but if you really want...
All right, let's see if that clip from Breaking Bad doesn't get flagged. Anyway, I just thought it was interesting how Snopes is always the defender of this reality and whatever reality stream we're on, and it's always going to push that theme that nothing has changed, your memories are false, just forget about it and go back to bed. There's this just nonstop, and this Ed McMahon is just one of 1,000 of these changes in reality that we clearly remember. And I don't know if younger people are at a disadvantage. I lived through this era, so I remember. Younger people who didn't, I don't know what to say to you. Maybe you're experiencing your own hardcore Mandela effects and reality stream. I'm hoping that people are starting to wake up to the fact that reality is fake. It's not real. And they're seeing it. They're seeing things change, and they know that their memory was true. And that confidence in our own memories, rather than falling for the constant bull crap that we don't remember correctly, that is key. I mean, I think people are just starting to wake up slowly, and there's momentum growing. And Snopes and whoever controls Snopes, it's frustrated right now. It's panicky. It knows the momentum of people waking up to reality being fake. I don't know what critical point it hits where it just like throws in the towel and doesn't know what else to do. These people have figured it out. What happens when it's caught and everybody understands that this reality is not real, and what that truly means, what that truly implies, how you should live your life in this plane. Do you even stay in this plane of existence, or what do you do with that? Things change rapidly when enough people have the understanding. And the world is moving in that direction, despite Snopes and what Matt calls not milk and all of its attempts to hold us back from knowing this, from collectively knowing this. Yet it's growing in momentum. More and more people are understanding it. More and more people are realizing the truth of this world around us. And I'm interested to see where it's going to go. Hope I live long enough to see where it goes. Anyway, that's my thought for today. Have a good Friday. Happy long weekend. And God bless.